Hi all and welcome to the end of day one of 3.22 for myself. It is, as you see, 21:28. The league started at 2100 hours yesterday. What have I been doing? Well, the first thing I did was do my filters before the league went live, and it was such an easy job. Neversink and Co, thank you very much. All I had to do was just update it. It kept all my listings and colours and sounds and everything. It was all done, all my customizations. And then when the queue was over, I was 9,500 I think in the queue. I hit up standard, did my legacy map, and if you don't know, in standard, if you complete a legacy map, it unlocks any completed maps that you've done and their bonuses, your void stones, your any previous favorites you've done, apart from the T16s, because usually it's the T16s that are all changed, so I've got to do those, and it unlocked all my Atlas passive points as well. And at that point I didn't know what I wanted to do my Atlas passive in standard, so I then created this character, Posion SRS League. I am playing Balormage's Poison SRS character, Necromancer build, and I've been having a ton of fun. I hate Necromancers, I hate minions, but this is the zombies are pretty much permanent. I've lost them a couple of times due to boss mechanics, and Stone Golem is fine, it's permanent. And then we get the SRS, which is pretty much like just a bow skill really. You're moving and shooting them off, and off they go, and they kill stuff and they burn, etc, etc. So it's been a ton of fun until I got to Act 4, and then I realised that some of the gems are in the library. I refuse to do library. I hate doing library, it takes me way too long. So I spent some time just rejigging the POB to how I like to play the characters, added on my levelling up notes, so from Act 4 through to Act 6 I knew what gems I was looking for. I've added in all the notes. It's still unfinished, but I'll link the version of Balormage's POB, my version, down below. It skips library and it allows you to, it tells you which gems to pick up to level in your offhands, ready for the non-poison version in maps, if like me you're a bit of a slower player, or you don't care getting there fast, or you're planning on playing this character as a secondary character, whatever your reason. There's nothing wrong with Balormage's POB. It has a few gems in there excuse me, from library, and in Act 2 you have a raised zombie setup. All the gems are in Act 1, but it's not listed in Act 1 as a link, so you have to travel back to Act 1 from Act 2 to pick up the gems you need. And there's quite a few of those where you're having to get so far and you look at the skills and you go, I need this, where do I get that from? It's actually in Act 1 or 2. I've tidied that all up. Additionally, I like running with Purity of Elements until I get down Act 10 Katava, so I've changed all the skills. And for me it's working better. So this is my setup. I'll do my offhands first. In my offhand I'm leveling up Animate Guardian, Raise Spectre, Tempest Shield, Melee Splash and Unleash for later gameplay. I'm currently running, all of this gear was either picked up off the floor, brought from a vendor, and then either an essence or an alchemy orb thrown at it, with crafting where needed. So this, I got this wand with Purity of Elements, Summon Skitterbots, which is not active at the moment, and I did a Vaal side area and found Vaal summon skeletons from that Vaal side area. So I use the Vaal summon skeletons when they're up, or when I know there's a boss coming, or doing lab. I've got this helm with my Frostblink, level 1 Arcane Surge and Convocation. It's supposed to be Desecrate, but I couldn't get the one green. I threw I needed the 3 blue, so I threw a couple of chromes at it. Didn't get a green, but I did get 3 blue, so I don't need Desecrate right now because I'm not using Raise Spectre. Got a shield with Arcanist Brand, Flammability and Bone Offering for single target. Got this chest with SRS, Multi-Strike, Immolate and Minion Damage. got these gloves with Stone Golem, Feeding Frenzy, Ray Zombie and Combustion. Have this belt. And then finally this beauty was dropped from a rare in Act 5. It was 4 white sockets as is, apart from obviously the benchcraft, and it was 3 linked. I used 2 fusings. The first fusing made it a 4 link, which I didn't want. I hit it again with the fusing and I got the 2 links. And in here we've got the anger and generosity and vitality and arrogance. I can't quite fit skitterbots in there. We're getting there. Another couple of int nodes and I should be able to cast everything once. But I'm deviated from the POB slightly. I'm heading for Eldritch Battery or EB first. I haven't even picked up the stamina. I really should. And then from there I'm just going to go for EB, and then I've got to come down here for these 2 strength nodes, and then I'll be back on following the POB. But right now I just need to get EB so I can activate my summon skeletons, possibly take off vitality from my life and put it back over to mana, and then I'll be using my energy shield for my spells. I went with mindless aggression instead of, I can't remember the other one he said, Mistress of Sacrifice. In his POB he's got those 2 down. I went for mindless aggression in the norm. I don't know what he said in the video. I watched the video, liked it, commented, but I can't keep watching it every time I need to know what I'm doing, so I'm just following the POB and making my best educated guess. So that's where we are. 24 hours in, my gear is not that great. I've used all of my jewelers, fusings and chromes, or most of them. These I've just picked up. I had 5 chaos and about 10 alks. I've used the alks to either get gems or alk gear, and I used 2 chaos to re-roll the first amethyst ring that dropped on the floor. It was full of crap, and it wouldn't give me res cap. So even with purity of elements, I am now res capped. It's the fire resistance I needed. I'm 4 off of chaos res because I needed a little bit higher on the amethyst ring. I don't have any blessed orbs. I haven't touched the gleam mechanic at all. I have no idea what it's like. Oh Jesus, that was loud. I've no idea what it's like, but I'm sure someone will put out a guide at some point, and I'll follow it. But at the moment I'm just casually leveling through the campaign. I'll get Act 10 Katava down at some point, and then I will sort out gear links and stuff. I will do some more updates as the league progresses, and I hope to see you in those.